This is Line Break. I'm T.D. Walker. In this episode, I'll read work by T.S. Eliot, who was born in 1888 in St. Louis, Missouri, though he lived most of his adult life in England. Eliot won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1948, and he was arguably the most influential English-language poet and critic of the first half of the 20th century. This is his poem Preludes from 1920. Preludes by T.S. Eliot. 1. The winter evening settles down, with smell of steaks in passageways. 6 o'clock, the burnt-out ends of smoky days. And now a gusty shower wraps the grimy scraps of withered leaves about your feet, and newspapers from vacant lots. The showers beat on broken blinds and chimney pots, and at the corner of the street, a lonely cab horse steams and stamps, and then the lighting of the lamps. 2. The morning comes to consciousness of faint, stale smells of beer from the sawdust-trampled street, with all its muddy feet that press to early coffee stands. With the other masquerades that time resumes, one thinks of all the hands that are raising dingy shades in 1,000 furnished rooms. 3. You tossed a blanket from the bed. You lay upon your back and waited. You dozed and watched the night revealing the 1,000 sordid images of which your soul was constituted. They flickered against the ceiling, and when all the world came back and the light crept up between the shutters, and you heard the sparrows in the gutters, you had such a vision of the street as the street hardly understands. Sitting along the bed's edge where you curled the papers from your hair, or clasped the yellow soles of feet in the palms of both soiled hands. 4. His soul stretched tight across the skies that fade behind a city block, or trampled by insistent feet at 4 and 5 and 6 o'clock, and short, square fingers stuffing pipes, and evening newspapers, and eyes assured of certain certainties, the conscience of a blackened street, impatient to assume the world. I am moved by fancies that are curled around these images and cling, the notion of some infinitely gentle, infinitely suffering thing. Wipe your hands across your mouth and laugh. The worlds revolve like ancient women, gathering fuel in vacant lots. Now you can hear in that poem Preludes nods toward rhyme, but the lines are not strictly metered, and the rhymes are not following any particular forms, which is quite characteristic of the modernist poems who are working to get away from strictly metered, strictly formal poetry into poems that allowed the form and the music to express what the poems could express through their evocative language. Let's end with Eliot's La figlia che piange. Stand on the highest pavement of the stair, lean on a garden urn. Weave the sunlight in your hair. Clasp your flowers to you with a pained surprise. Fling them to the ground and turn with fugitive resentment in your eyes. But weave the sunlight in your hair. So I would have had him leave. So I would have had her stand and grieve. So he would have left, as the soul leaves the body torn and bruised, as the mind deserts the body it has used. I should find some way incomparably light and deft, some way we both should understand, simple and faithless as a smile and shake of the hand. She turned away, but with the autumn weather compelled my imagination many days and many hours, her hair over her arms and her arms full of flowers. And I wonder how they should have been together. I should have lost a gesture and a pose. Sometimes these cogitations still amaze, the troubled midnight and the noon's repose. This has been Line Break. All poems read in this episode are in the public domain. For more information about Line Break and to find out more about the poets featured on each episode, visit our website, linebreakshortwave.com. Reception reports are welcome, and we'd love to hear your comments about the show. Send an email to qsl@linebreakshortwave.com. Thanks for listening.